Welcome, Tag Fu What, the first and only podcast about people eating stuff. I'm Mike Lisk.
Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to another episode of Egg Fu. What? I'm Greg Wilson. I'd like to wish my beloved co-host Mike a happy 2023.
Happy 23 to you as well.
So far, so good. We're 4 days in.
Is it so far so good?
So far, so it's fine.
Where were you when the ball dropped?
I was in Paris.
Okay, wow, exciting.
I went to I was in England, and then I was in Paris for 2 days, which is obviously amazing. But of course, you may remember from the last show, I was getting sick, and so I spent 90% of my time with the flu in a hotel bed.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Oh, how long were you in England?
I guess 5 days.
5 days?
4 or 5 days. Finally got out for a night, had a great dinner, and then went to Paris and got about a day and a half. And other than that, it was
terrible.
How about you?
Well, it mine wasn't much more exciting. I wasn't ill. The last couple of years I've been in Howell. I go to my local establishment. Last year I was home by 11. It was so dead. It was so dead. This year they had a different manager on, and she's a little more freewheeling. So she brought the champagne, and she was gonna keep it open till midnight, which she did. There was a few people there, not that many people, no big deal.
Yeah.
So relatively quiet night.
I actually had we went to this super nice restaurant in Paris. It was founded in 1686, and it was amazing. And it's all wood, and it looks like it could burst into flames at any minute. And then the second the clock hit 12, the place like turned into a rave. Everybody just goes bananas.
Wow.
Dancing.
Okay.
There's candles. There's sparklers everywhere. And I'm like, we're just guaranteeing to burn this place down. But they were perfectly fine with it. So I got my dance on for about 3 seconds, and then boom, back to bed.
I was just going to say, it doesn't sound like your scene. I mean, it caught you completely unexpected.
It was like the old joke Rodney Dangerfield had about he went to a fight and a hockey game broke out.
Yeah.
I went to a dinner, and this total rave just burst out of nowhere. It was like the Kool-Aid man coming through the wall. And I assume the place is still standing. And yeah, boom. All right, thank you. Boom, back to bed. But then we went to our hotel. We went to the hotel bar, and they closed everything down on like 12:45, which I thought was weird.
Doesn't Europe close down for the most part earlier than the U.S.? I thought I got the impression that bars close at 11 or something.
Well, they used to. They used to famously shut down at like 7 or 8. That's why everybody would sprint to the bar after work. And then like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, they did make it so bars could stay open later. But you would think New Year's Eve, middle of downtown Paris, you think that, but no, they were like, nope. So, which was fine by me, because I just wanted to go to bed anyway. But
my local establishment, like I said, I mean, they closed up early last year. This year, they stayed open, but it was quiet.
That's the second time you've said local establishment. Are you being coy?
Yeah, I'm being coy.
All right.
But
should I try to squeeze the name out of it? What, is there a reason?
No, I've mentioned it before. The Ivy League.
Ivy League. Okay.
Classy joint.
Sounds classy. And is this woman you mentioned 30 seconds ago the lady in your Insta post?
No, that's the bartender, Jen. She's my favorite bartender. They're a really nice person. In fact, the other night, I mean, she goes that extra mile. Right. And by that I mean she steers you away.
Serves you your Coors Lights. I mean, what does she do?
No, by that I mean,
here's another one. Boom, extra mile.
She steers you away from trouble at the bar. So I went in there one night, not New Year's Eve,
Mhm.
and there was you know, an out of control person just sort of getting in everybody's face, you
Is
know.
that out of control person on this call right now?
No,
Talk about being coy.
not me. A lot of times in there, you know, I'm sort of by myself, not really interacting with people. But
Nice.
I've gotten to know a fair number of people now, so I do talk to a few
Mhm.
people in there. But anyway,
Mhm.
there was somebody there, and he was just right in the face of this older couple, and just, you know,
Mm.
Jen was like, "You don't want to sit over here,"
Yeah,
and she just moved me to the other side. I'm like, "Oh," and then I could observe what was happening,
even
and
better.
yeah, no, she, you know, she did the right thing. Uh,
I think I speak for our audience when I say, am I picking up on, is somebody smitten? Can we
No,
say
no, I
that? Can
mean,
we announce that?
she's she's young enough to be my daughter. I'm not, you know, I'm not in
Hey, if
that.
Leo, if DiCaprio can do it,
I've
you know, if
actually
they can
met her
make fun
mother.
of him for dating
I met her
people half his
mother,
age.
and her mother's very nice too. I met her and her friend, and we were chatting.
All right.
So
Maybe
no, it's everything's just
maybe I
cordial.
can
She's
get up to Jersey and we can double. And I'll be honest,
uh-huh,
I'll be happy with the mother.
uh-huh.
However you want to play it.
I'm not going there. I'm thinking of trying to get her on as a guest. Yeah,
Okay.
she definitely gave my Instagram post a bump. Those people weren't like
I did see a high number in those likes.
they, they they weren't all for me, that's for sure. So no, she's a really nice person, and
Right.
maybe we'll get her on the show one day.
We should do a live thing with you and her at the bar. Trying to if we young.
Yeah, no, there's some unsavory types at this bar that I found that you know, people don't like to be photographed, have their video, you know, just taken willy-nilly.
Mhm.
It's not a good move in a bar to take out
No.
the phone and just start videoing people. I've seen a fight break out over that one time.
Mm.
So yeah, word to the wise.
That's good advice.
where where alcohol is involved, you don't know what the reaction is going to be.
Sometimes you know.
It's-
Sometimes you have a good idea.
no, that's true. That's true. So you going to stick with your sobriety plan?
For a little longer. I mean, there's no real reason for me to at this point. I
Uh-huh.
got a great report back from my doctor.
Oh, good.
I'm glad. I just wanted to make it through the year 2022, just because why
Yeah.
not? I made it
Uh-huh.
that far, and
Hmm.
to be honest, it was pretty easy.
Uh-huh.
Easier than I would have thought, to be honest. But yeah, we'll see. I haven't really thought about it.
You live relative. I mean, you know, maybe I'm wrong.
Mhm.
Except when you're in the city, I guess you have easy access to different
Mhm.
bars. But
Yeah.
where you live the rest of the week, it seems pretty remote. So it's not like you have easy access to
No, that's probably. I mean,
bars or.
I'm about a 3-minute Uber from like town center Sitch.
Oh, okay.
Plenty of bars.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I'll see where 2023 goes.
Hmm.
It was super easy not drinking. I mean, it's easy in the beginning when it's like a health thing, but yeah. I mean, I guess I was in Paris for New Year's Eve and I didn't mind. So
Hmm. Yeah, I'm. You know, I've said it before that I'm trying to cut back, and I think isn't January the dry month? People try to
dry you area, yeah, that's when they usually do that.
dryuary.
No, November you grow a mustache, and then January you don't drink.
I'm gonna cut back even more this month. See how I feel.
All right.
Um, because
January
the
is always January being the Monday of the year. Always feels like people want to do a reset. Do you have any resolutions?
resolutions, I got to exercise more.
Mhm.
I've gotten away from that, and exercise always affects my mood. I mean, I'll
Yeah.
exercise. The other day, I got on the uh, Nordic track thing, and
Mhm.
I felt great afterwards. It's immediate.
Mhm.
The the mood
Endorphin.
enhancement.
Yeah,
Just moving.
that's what they
Uh,
say.
well, you've made efforts. I've seen you. You've lost weight. Where are you now? I mean,
Not where I want to be, but
uh-huh.
but uh, I was shocked by how good my blood work was, so
Hmm.
that's encouraging. So yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes you just need that little something. But I did hear. Uh, did we talk about this last time? My doctor brought up uh, weight loss pills.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, she's like, there's a couple of there's some prescriptions I can, and I'm like, have I lived long enough that now they are literally passing out pills to make you lose weight?
Well, in the old
I'm like,
days,
wow.
in the old days, it was called speed.
I
And
was like,
there is the
I
new
don't
speed.
know.
What's that? What's Adderall, right? Isn't that the new speed?
Adderall, yeah. I
Yeah.
guess that's, I don't know. I just looked at it. I was like, I guess that's a real thing. I kind of lost focus of what she was saying. I was like, they say, who says prayers aren't answered? Like, I can just pop a pill. Now, I don't know what it is. I don't know if
Mm.
it's one of these things where, like, you take medication
Did
and
she
maybe
wink? Did she wink at you when she said there are pills?
she's a married woman, Mike. Let's come on now. Let's not start off the year with
No,
you going sort
my friends back in the wild days of the 80s,
of.
they used to go to
Dr. Feelgood,
some doctor feel good dude,
Dr.
and
Robert.
they got wind. I mean, it was a drive. It wasn't even nearby. And
Mhm.
they would go to this guy and they get these pills, speed, that would help them stay trim with
Yeah,
all the beer drinking that was going on.
yeah,
And it worked. They stuck to it for a while.
yeah. No, she explained there's like two of them, FDA approved, and like I can't remember what she said because I was kind of dumbfounded. I'm like, we've reached the point. There's literally a pillow in there, but so it seemed totally legit,
Uh-huh.
and maybe I should look into it, but I don't know. That seems a little. I don't know. Like I don't know. Is it like uh does it make you physically ill if you try to eat food, or I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
I
how
guess,
they
I guess I
work.
could have listened.
I've never taken one of those, but
Yeah,
yeah, I think you're just sort of on edge all the time, and yeah,
yeah. I don't need
your
that.
appetite is suppressed.
No, I did.
So
I did take my little friends, my Xanax for the flights.
yeah,
Beautiful,
more
easy
Xanax,
breezy.
more Xanax talk. Did you get word that this is what the audience is looking for?
That's what my focus groups have told me. More Xanax talk.
It is a popular drug.
Xanax. It's yeah, easy breezy, beautiful flights.
And you take how much do you take?
I
Point
take
0.5, 0.5,
uh
0.25,
she told me to do 2.5. So I do one.
2.5.
No, 2.5s. So
Oh,
it adds up to one.
2.5. So
Right. Easy,
okay.
Mike. Down
All
boy.
right. Well, it's
Yeah.
like
So
wow.
I'll
Okay.
take one when they announce the boarding, and then I take the second one when the plane starts, tearing down the runway, and
Uh,
perfectly fine. Yeah.
yeah. And then you go to sleep?
No,
No.
no, I don't go to sleep. I don't feel funny. I don't have hallucinations. I don't do anything. It just kind of just chillaxes me a little bit. For all I know, it's a placebo,
I was just going to say,
which it could
it doesn't
be.
seem
And
like it's having any effect on you at all. So it's
no,
just the taking of the pills
yeah,
is what you need to calm your nerves.
yeah, like
You should try it with a placebo next time. Like just
yeah.
mix up a few pills,
For all I know, they are placebos, and that's fine with me because they seem to work fine. So
mix them up with some Flintstones vitamins, and
now we're
just
talking about mixing up drugs, Mike. Is that what we're doing now?
and then just randomly select two and see what effect it has.
We're kicking off 2023 with mixing up drugs, random drugs. Now, where have
Uh,
you gone? We chatted about you dipping into that world last time. Where are we with that? I
no,
believe I was encouraging.
yeah, I haven't done it, but the sleep pattern is way off, still crazy. Now I'm on a pattern where I'm up real late.
Mhm.
Maybe I'll get 2 or 3 hours of sleep. Then I'm up at 6 in the morning.
Mhm.
Then I go to about 1 in the afternoon,
Mhm.
and then I get another 3 hours there. It's all out of whack. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not good. And
Yeah, that's a little wacky.
I feel the effects. And then today, let's just jump into it.
Mhm.
Subgum wontons.
Word.
I mean, I saw it on the menu. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Can I tell
Subgum.
you can I tell you
Subgum. I
something?
mean, the word itself is just mystifying to me.
Yeah. But I gotta be honest. I was like, what the fuck is something? But I looked it up and I actually got a little excited because I was like, well, this seems pretty cool. Because I kept seeing like broth with the meats and vegetables in it. And I was like, you know what? I'm looking forward to this.
Okay.
I called the restaurant.
Yeah.
I said, if I order Subgum wonton, can I get it? No shrimp. No problem. So I immediately hung up and went through Uber Eats. That was probably a dick move now that I'm thinking about it.
Did you have
But
trouble finding a place that had it? Because I
did
have
you?
2 places. One place had it, one doesn't have it.
Yeah. I had a couple. I didn't have a problem with, but then it shows up and I sent you a picture and it looks like every other fucking dish that I scream about
Yeah.
every week.
Yeah.
It's
I didn't
just a
see it
mush
coming.
of fatty meat with
Yeah.
vegetables and then 2 inches thick of goop crap. And then
Mhm.
they have the balls to add the word wonton onto it
Yeah.
because on the side they give me a bag of fried wontons.
Yeah. No, we got the same thing. I saw the pictures of the soup, and actually when I called, you know, the guy who answered the phone, really, I think I must be the first person who's ordered it. He had to
Mhm.
look. I had to like tell him where it was on the menu because
Hmm.
he thought it was a soup.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then,
that, that I did see it as a soup in some photos, but then I couldn't figure out what was the if that was normal or not.
but I got exactly the same thing you got. I mean, mine says Subgum wonton 6, and then
Mhm.
underneath it says roast pork, chicken, shrimp.
Mhm.
And so I'm thinking I'm going to get different wontons with different stuffings.
Mhm.
That was my
Yeah.
impression from that
Yes.
menu item.
Yes. I thought it was like that in like a broth kind of. It said brown gravy. I didn't know my breath it was going to be egg for young gravy, but that's kind of what I pictured.
Hmm. But what I got was exactly what you got, and I thought, well, this has to be wrong. I'm
Mhm.
thinking, I caught him. I'm thinking, well, this is just fried wontons. You know, they were mystified that somebody ordered the Subgum wontons, so they gave me the fried wontons like you got, and then on
Mhm.
the side, it's our good old friend Triple Crown.
Yep.
Remember Triple Crown? You were not a fan of Triple Crown.
No.
Neither
No.
was I. But
Ha!
that's what it was. You know, so they should just call it Subgum Wonton slash Triple Crown. Is that?
Horseshit.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So I didn't stump them. You know, I was feeling confident. Oh, I stumped them. You know, I stumped my local place.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's the thrill for me to order something and then get something totally unsatisfying. Why would I be interested? Why would I be so thrilled with doing that? Because then I'm going to throw out most
Well,
of the food, which I have been
well,
doing and feeling guilty about it.
this
Uh,
crap is unstumpable. It's
uh-huh,
like because again, this is like the 10th time it's the exact same crap in the
uh-huh.
exact same goop.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Mexico needs to get a better PR term because people always make fun of Mexican food that
Hmm.
it's all the same, but just named differently and rearranged or whatever. That's what this is. Exact same stuff. And then we'll call it something different because we're throwing some fried wontons on the side.
Yeah. Well, I think we've cracked the code here because we're going where no people have gone before. I mean, people have their favorites. You know, you ask
I don't know.
somebody what their favorite is, and they've got 1 or 2 things they like, and that's it. And
It's
it's the
always
same stuff.
General
We've
Tso's
covered most of the big
chicken
ones.
or lo mein. Yeah.
Uh, we've covered most of the big ones. There's still, some obvious ones to go, but when we try now to seem, we think we're being adventurous
No.
with some of these unknown type things. Subgum. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out. I did a little research.
Hmm.
This is
There you
going
go.
out to our one critic,
You went to
who says
Wikipedia.
we put no we put no research into the shows. I did
Mm-mm.
research this, and
Again.
from what I saw, this is a purely American Chinese dish. It has nothing to do with authentic wonton
Mm-mm.
soup, but how it turned into just fried wontons on the side,
Yeah.
and the triple crown. That's a mystery. And you'll see the photo I've got
Yeah.
I've got up here now. This is what
Is
I
that the real
got
thing?
essentially. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got the fried wontons on the side, and the goop and
Yeah.
pork, beef, and
I,
chicken.
I
Uh,
do like how my guys were like, well, we've buried this stuff in about 2 inches of goop, but let's give him a side of goop too.
oh, you got an extra side of goop.
Technicolor, bright red goop on the side, just in case.
Oh, that's for the wontons.
No, that's gross too.
Yeah, see, I had to go into the fridge. I didn't get like a dipping sauce for the wontons. So fortunately, I had some. How long ago did we do the sweet and sour?
Oh
I
my God.
I had some sweet and sour sauce in there. It was fine. There was nothing growing on it. No sign of vegetation
That's
on
good.
the surface. And
Thank
so
you, refrigeration.
I was dipping the fried wontons. You just ate the fried wontons straight up.
Yeah, I don't eat that goopy crap.
Well,
But
that's what it was there for.
I went in, I saw this, I looked it up last night. I was so happy. I was like, you know what? For one, I'm going to open up 2023. I'm going to like the dish. I'm
Yeah.
going to be happy. That's going to make Mike happy.
Uh-huh.
I didn't even know we were eating chicken nuggets.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, we're going to start on a positive note. This
Yeah,
is going to be
no.
great. And then
My thinking was, well, this isn't going to be that. It wasn't going to be what it was, essentially.
yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't going to be a heavy dish. I thought it was just going to be some wontons, different stuffings, and it'd be a nice sort of light start to 2023.
Nope.
Because I'm feeling bogged down by some of this food.
Goop City.
Yeah, and it's so heavy.
How much did you get through? I could barely make a dent in mine.
And here's the thing: I bought soup thinking I need something just to sort of give me sort of a little fulfillment. I thought it was just going to be wontons and that would be it. But I mean, the price was sort of the giveaway. It wasn't cheap.
No.
Mine was like $14 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I mean, it is a lot of food. I'm not saying it's a skimpy meal for that money, but it's just something I'm getting to the point now where I had the soup. The soup even was sort of disappointing. I forgot this place hot and sour soup isn't that great. So that was disappointing. Into the fried wontons dipped in the sweet and sour sauce. Not very fulfilling. I mean, they're hard, and
they're tough to eat. Like I usually just eat the half with the pork.
Yeah.
And chuck the rest, kind of. Yeah.
That's not a bad strategy.
No.
And then with the heavy triple crown stuff, I just picked out some broccoli, some shrimp, and little chicken, and that was it. I mean, I didn't want to make myself sick.
I had to spit out the chicken. The chicken was like pure, gross rubber.
Oh yeah.
Again, they seem to use different chickens for different dishes.
That's a good point. Yeah, mine was kind of rubbery. It wasn't what you typically get in chicken with broccoli. Maybe the sauce just like makes it wet, or I don't know. Rubbery is a good description of what my chicken was like.
I thought I'd start out on such a positive note in 2023, and then got the smackdown.
Yeah, it was a smackdown.
I think this journey started out about a young boy's love of egg foo young. And he wanted to go on a journey to find more happiness. And basically what I've learned after 25, 27, whatever shows is how great egg foo young is. and what an anomaly it is.
Yeah.
Every week, Egg Foo Young just shines a little brighter.
Guess what I got for Christmas?
Egg Foo Young.
I got an Egg Foo Young T-shirt.
No.
Jealous?
Yes. What is it?
I'll,
Send a picture.
I'll have to take a picture. I'm
You'll
not
have to
wearing it right
post
now.
it.
I'm
Yeah.
not wearing it right now.
Yeah.
But one of my friends, as a gag gift, he got me an Egg Foo Young T-shirt. He
Gag
found it on
gift.
Amazon someplace.
Gag gift. That's a great gift.
No, it's a good gift. It's, you know, it's black and it doesn't really have a picture of the actual dish. It's kind of like got the typical container of rice and the words Egg Foo Young. It's not as good as our logo. He
Yeah,
almost
I think in 2023 we should open up there, start getting the merch going with some Egg Foo What shirts.
Yeah, no, he said he looked into just getting, like, I guess you can go to these specialized T-shirt things.
Oh yeah.
And he was trying to get the logo, but the price was like exorbitant, and he
Well,
he
I
went
got I
he went to
did
Plan
one
B.
for I saw it pop up. You can do any song or whatever. It looks like a Spotify.
Uh-huh.
So I did one of those with one of my band's songs, because 2022 was all about me, and
Yeah.
I think it was I think it was like $30, which, you know, isn't a cheap T-shirt, but it's specialized and you print whatever you want on it.
Yeah, that's not so bad. What he was
Yeah.
talking about was like over 50, you know.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know
But
where he shops for his pretend T-shirts.
well, that's
but
it. I guess he hit the wrong link.
yeah. No, you'll have to do a little modeling on the Insta.
Uh-huh.
Was that your best Christmas present that Santa brought?
That was my only Christmas present. I don't have a lot of gifts coming in lately. I see you're off to a good year on Twitter, though. It looks
Me?
like it looks like you're going to win your first poll.
I didn't want to bring it up, Mike.
Yeah, no, I'll bring it up. You know, I'm not
I wanted to
afraid.
be the bigger man, but
I wanted to. We might as well get it out. You know,
all right.
get it out there.
Is it a bloodbath? Is it? I won't look, but is it a route?
I put up. No, it's closer than I thought. And one of the contenders I put up at the last minute. It wasn't in the initial conversation we had about what is the worst pizza chain. You claim it's Papa John's. I claimed it was Domino's. And our former guest, Marissa Baldessaro, claimed it was Pizza Hut. And I you know, there seemed to be a debate breaking out. I said, let's let the people speak. And I put up a poll, and this poll is getting more.
How did this poll get 533 votes
in a couple hours?
Jesus.
I don't know. Is this the Elon Musk effect? My polls are actually generating.
I mean, we put out polls like, hey,
now.
tell us what song should be the theme song, and nobody gives a shit. But you put out pizza, everybody wants to sign up.
Yeah, no, this is by far the most popular poll I've ever run. I mean, it looks we're on a pace to hit over 1,000, which is just insane. I've never had 1,000 reactions.
And I see that Papa John's is running anyway with the.
Well, Papa John's has Papa John attached to it.
Well,
and everybody wants to vote against the guy. I don't like the guy, you know. But I used to.
You're right. But I hated Papa John's before then. Before it was revealed he's a douche.
Okay. I'll give you that. I'm not.
I mean,
claiming
plus, you know what's shitty. You know what's shitty because they make a big deal of like, here's a tub of garlic sauce to dunk the pizza in.
Well, all right, I'm with you on that. I mean, the garlic sauce thing. Yeah, I don't do that. I mean, I have done it. You know, in different states. Here's my experience with Papa John's. I worked at a bar. I was a couple blocks away from where I lived. Sometimes I get out of there late at night. It was the only place open on my walk home, so it was convenient. You know, it was a convenience. I mean, it was a Domino's within walking distance, but there was no way in hell I'm going down there. I mean, I to me, Domino's is
There
the
goes that
worst.
Domino sponsorship. Great.
Now, somebody
Awesome.
somebody brought Domino's into the bar one time. One thing of being a bartender, people are always bringing stuff in,
Yeah.
so you get to sample stuff.
Yeah.
And somebody brought in a Domino's pizza. It was my first experience of, this is going back several years, but I thought it was like the worst thing ever.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was like, maybe a step
Yeah.
up, well, barely from
Yeah.
frozen pizza,
I
like
mean,
bad frozen pizza. I mean,
Domino's to me is
I'd rather have a Stouffer's French bread pizza than
ugh.
Domino's.
Domino's to me has always been the like perfectly fine. Like nobody sits around. I'm not going to sit around writing a country western song about it. But if you have to get the baseline pizza, that's perfectly good. And I'll enjoy it, be happy with it.
Just plain.
No, I don't get plain pizza. Who orders plain pizza from one
Well,
of
what do
these?
you get? What do you get?
I'll get pepperoni and sausage.
Uh-huh.
The only time I get plain cheese pizza is like if I'm getting a slice if I'm in New York. Other than that, I'm not ordering plain cheese from any of these places.
I mean,
but it's always perfectly fine. I've never been disappointed, but it's never like I'm singing about it the next day. Whereas Papa John's just always has this weird taste to it. It's blah. The crust sucks. Again, so much they have to give you sauce to dip it in or something.
I don't remember the Domino's I tried, and it was just just a plain pizza. I mean, I don't remember there being like much crust at all. It kind of just ends like a frozen pizza. I mean, it wasn't like
maybe you got like the thin crust or something. I don't know. Maybe you got
I don't know what it was, but
funny
it was
crust.
just I just was like this.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And but looking at the survey, it
I
looks
can't
like
believe Pizza Hut is doing so bad.
well, Pizza Hut. I haven't had Pizza Hut since the 80s. Again, it was where I was working.
Although, wait a minute. I'm sorry.
And
I'm
how
reading
convenient.
it wrong. I'm reading it as if it's the best, but it's the worst. So, okay,
Yeah.
it's coming in second place. Okay, sorry.
Well, no, I thought at one time Little Caesars was coming. Little Caesars is getting a lot of votes, and I haven't had Little Caesars since like the 80s either. There was a Little Caesars that opened up in Howell, and we tried it out, and we kind of liked it for a little while. We'd go there. I mean, we had our regular pizza place, but it was like a little variety, so we kind of liked it. It was kind of really cheesy,
Yeah.
and it wasn't
They're
terrible.
their deep dish. Like I wouldn't bother getting their regular pizza, just whatever their round. But their deep dish, if you get sometimes you get some great caramelization on the corner pieces. That's fantastic.
Yeah. I think they used to have like a square pizza. It wasn't like a Sicilian. They weren't calling it a Sicilian.
No.
You just got more pizza, and like you said, the corners were pretty good.
Yeah.
So
I can't speak for the rest of it, like the regular pizza.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I haven't been there since the 80s, but I didn't have a bad reaction there. I mean, the place eventually closed, and it felt a little, there were some regrets that they closed because we were going there once in a while. Pizza Hut, like I said, was again from the 80s. I haven't been there, even though there was one down here in Howell. Never went to it. Never went to the one in Howell. It was sort of inconvenient to go there, but
well, they used to
I
be
heard
kind
bad
of,
things about it. But the one that I worked at a liquor store, and it was close to the liquor store. We'd get it, and it wasn't so bad. I don't remember it being terrible. Everybody's saying it's greasy, and I kind of think, that's my memory of it.
That's what I like.
Yeah,
There's
you liked
something
it?
about Pizza Hut, the grease at the bottom of the crust. There's something about it. I'm sure it's horrible for you. I'm sure it's shaving years off your life, but it is tasty and buttery and greasy. Pizza Hut by far I put above these others.
Okay.
And it used to be a dining experience. Like my high school girlfriend and I, that was their spot. Probably most high school boyfriends and girlfriends. I'd let her load up on the breadsticks. And but if you remember when you'd sit down, they make a big deal of serving you that first slice. The waitress would dig in and pull it out and put it on your plate, and you were like, "Ooh, thank you, sir. Truffles with this?" And then they, of course, ditch that. But I put Pizza Hut not only above the others, but really above the others.
Okay. I haven't had
And
it
it's good
in,
nostalgia. They'd have Pac-Man, and
yeah.
the room was dark, and they had those iconic tablecloths and the red Pepsi glass cups or whatever.
Hmm.
So no contest for me.
But the biggest surprise to me is that Domino's seems to be the most popular
Yeah,
of the four.
that
And I
does
guess
surprise me.
I'm thinking, my thinking with that is that it seems to be the most widespread.
That's number
I,
one.
I
Yeah.
mean, some people are saying, "Oh, I never had this, and I never had Papa John's, never had Little Caesars or whatever." But
Hmm.
Domino's seems to be everywhere,
Hmm.
and actually, Domino's is sort of the four. Domino's was the last one really to come to Jersey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, we had the other three before Domino's, and then but then Domino's, once it came here, then it was
Hmm.
everywhere. It sort of like
Everywhere.
hit like a bomb,
Yeah.
and it's everywhere. I mean, there's I think there's a couple in Bayonne. I think we've got one now in Howell. I've never been
Hmm.
there, but
Yeah. They're just everywhere. They're super dependable. You know what you're getting. Again, you're not going to be excited about it, but you're perfectly fine with it. Yeah. I'm surprised. I'm surprised anybody has anything super negative to say about Domino's, because it's just perfectly fine.
well,
And
there
to your
was,
point, it is everywhere. Yeah.
yeah, no, somebody came. There were people who agreed with me about Domino's. There's some negative reaction out there, but one person mentioned that their kids like it. So I guess it's popular with kids, and
Yeah.
for whatever reason, maybe because they don't know what pizza is supposed to taste like, is my
Hmm.
guess. Uh, it's
I'll tell you what, the
it's a
Domino's
starter
also,
pizza. It's a starter
it's a
pizza.
starter pizza. It's a
Yeah,
gateway.
it's a,
It's a gateway pizza.
it's a like, try this,
Yeah.
and then like as you advance, you'll realize, wow, there's a whole
Right.
other world of good pizza.
Right.
I mean, I
Well, it's
feel
any
for
food.
everybody else in the rest of the country and other countries.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm lucky. I'm blessed, actually.
Yeah.
I don't say that very often.
No,
I'm
no, sir.
blessed.
You do not.
I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be from New Jersey,
Yeah.
where
You can be
great
a pizza
pizza
snob. Yeah.
is everywhere.
It's like no kid in Paris is drinking Mad Dog 2020,
Mhm.
you know. So you get a little lucky that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're everywhere. But yeah, it's a good starter pizza. But eventually, yeah, you start out with the Dino Nuggets, then you get McNuggets, and eventually you make it to Chinese restaurant nuggets, chicken nuggets. It's a natural progression.
Uh-huh. That's the hierarchy of nuggets, huh?
That's right. I can't believe I didn't get some chicken nuggets. That's how confident I was in this stupid Subgum stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
but
surprised yeah, I thought I was going to get some resistance when I threw it out at you. I was like, is he even going to go for this? But you were more confident than I was.
let me get back to being positive. You know what is great at Domino's
Uh-huh.
is their chicken tenders.
Uh-huh.
Uh, they're huge, they're chock full of white meat, and they are delightful. I rarely get pizza from Domino's without getting their chicken tenders, or whatever they call them, bites, chicken
Uh-huh.
tenders, fingers. I don't know. Delightful.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I'm trying to think. I mixed it up with Papa John's. They have like a pizza stick, they call it.
Oh God.
But it's just like strips of cheesy bread, really. I get, what cheesy bread, other places
Yeah,
have that,
yeah.
and
Pizza Hut's got good cheesy bread, but it's
that's what
okay.
it was,
Yeah.
and that was, if you didn't feel like the pizza experience, you get that. I mean, it's just like
Hmm.
cheese on bread, and it was
Hmm.
satisfying, cheaper too. So
Hmm.
they
I mean,
had.
I'm not a sauce lover, so sometimes I'm perfectly fine with the cheese bread.
Mhm.
Um, so I could take or leave the sauce.
Yeah, and they had a chicken nuggets thing that was not terrible.
Hmm.
You know, again, I'm talking about the franchise, not the man.
We
I'm not
understand this.
not endorsing the guy.
No,
I
no.
mean, is he still even connected? Didn't they sort of
Oh, I don't
get
know.
him to a lower percentage of
The,
ownership
the,
or
the
something?
first time I heard about him being a bit of an asshole was when he threatened that if Obamacare got passed, pizza Papa John's pizzas would go up an average of 14 cents.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
guess he thought we'd all be horrified, like, oh my God,
yeah.
Jimmy might get some health care, but I'll have to pay 14 cents for the shitty pizza. No, I don't know what he thought the outrage would be. Like I said, like anybody knows the exact number of the price is going to be anyway. Oh, your pizza's $14.35. Wait a minute. Last time it was $14.21. Nobody fucking knows that. So that's the first time I was like, who's this douchebag? But when I said that, that was all the research I did on him. So
Okay.
and then he went on to make, I think that's when he started wanting to pop up in the news. He's buddies with Peyton Manning.
Yeah,
Like,
he,
all that stuff.
The self-absorption was deep with him, so
Yeah.
it eventually ran him into the ditch.
Yeah, that didn't help. But again, I integrity wise, that was my least favorite pizza before. So.
And you made a stunning announcement about the connection between Domino's and the Ramones. What is the source of information on that one?
Well, I'd always read that whenever they'd be on tour, they weren't very adventurous eaters themselves, and they'd always be like, instead of going to some fancy restaurant, whatever town they were in, they'd usually get they'd want pizza, and then even though they're from New York, no matter where now this is back when you really couldn't get great pizza everywhere, unlike now where you kind of can. They would usually get Domino's because they knew what they were getting no matter where. It's like going to McDonald's, but for pizza. So when they came to my college and played, and I got to meet them, and we were supposed to go out to dinner, before the show, which was made possible by my Ramones buddy, Jenny Fennell. Thank you, Jenny Fennell. And so I was all excited. Oh, I'm going to get to go hang out and eat dinner with the Ramones. Looking back, I don't know where the hell we would have gone in Farmville, Virginia. That was fantastic. But when we got there, they're like, no, we just want some Domino's. So I sat there and chewed on some Domino's with them for a little while. So it's just a case of like, if you're in a strange place, especially back then, you know what you're getting with Domino's, so you don't even have to think about it. It's just going to be fine, and you'll move on with your life. So, whereas now you can go anywhere and find good pizza.
No photos of you with the Ramones and the Domino's?
You calling bullshit on me, Mike?
I just that would be something I'd like to document.
Calling me out in front of everybody, Mike?
You didn't document that? I mean, that would have been a classic. 95.
There's a video of Jenny Fennell with them, but I don't think I'm in it. I'll have to look. I don't think I am. But this was 95, so I sure didn't have a camera. Just the cameras weren't ubiquitous. It didn't occur to me to even ask to get a picture, which is stupid looking back. I don't think there's any. I guess I have to admit after this interrogation that yes, there's no photo evidence of anything I just said being true. But that was the night they came to Rock Farmville, Virginia, and I threw the Nerf ball around with CJ Ramon and sat with Joey. I walked Marky to the stage.
Nice.
Johnny was terrifying, just like you can imagine. I was scared to. I was going to go up.
Well, is he just scared? I mean, he always seemed, scary looking, but he seems gentle. He seems gentle.
He had that. I was.
Johnny seems like the terrifying one.
Who?
Johnny.
That's what I said. Did I say Joey?
I thought you said Joey.
Oh, I'm sorry. No. Oh, yeah, that would not make sense. He's a total sweetheart.
Yeah.
No, Johnny.
Okay.
So I go up. The Ramones are my favorite band ever. They're my heroes. I'd been, learned to play guitar, and so obviously he's my guitar hero. So I'm like, I'm gonna go up and, tell him that. He was walking up. I stood up to go say hi to him, and he just. He just knew how to do it. He gave that look like, don't even fucking talk to me. And so I just
had it down.
Walking by.
Wow.
I just pretended like, oh yeah, hey, over there. I'm gonna walk over.
Just on my way.
I can still see him. I can still see what he was wearing. It was chilling. It was like he had that look like, don't even. Nope.
95. You said this was.
What's that?
95, you said this was?
April 95.
Okay.
Yeah. It was near the end, obviously.
Yeah, I
And,
was just gonna say, I mean, he
yeah.
had time to perfect it by then, yeah.
Oh, it was. Everybody else was super nice.
Uh-huh.
Marky, Joey,
Yeah.
CJ was like a Labrador Retriever running around.
Uh-huh.
Still happy to be there. Yeah, but Johnny was like, don't even. Nope.
Is he
So
sitting in a booth by himself? I mean, is he even
I would
interacting with the other band members?
no. Yeah,
No,
no, he wasn't Mr. Good Times.
no.
So he looked miserable and furious, and
Uh-huh.
but it was a great show.
Uh-huh.
It was an amazing show. I mean, surprise.
Hmm.
And they ended up. Joey was like, "Wow." He was like, "I was surprised, coming to Farmville, Virginia," and he was like, "Wow, this was really a fun show." He was like, "I don't know what we were expecting."
Hmm.
But I'll post. There's a I dug up over the last year because I've been back and forth with Jenny about my album that I put out. There's a song Jenny Finella on it, and she's resent me like the school paper did a little thing on it, and we did a radio show the night before. She and I did the college radio. We played Ramones for 3 hours. So I'll post. I'll get that article and whatever and video and post it on Egg for What Stuff. So, but yeah, there's no uh, evidence of me being there.
That's too bad. I was
But
thinking,
I was depressed afterwards because I knew I just had a sense. I was like, I'm pretty sure I'll never get to see them again, and it was so yeah.
yeah, but at least you had that experience. Yeah, I mean, it's
Hey,
great.
they didn't know me
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah,
That was the third time I'd seen them, but
yeah.
it's like and then we found out shortly after Joey was sick. That's when he got diagnosed with his lymphoma.
Hmm.
That was around that time. So, but yeah, but everyone was super nice except for Johnny. So,
Yeah, I saw him about three
right.
times, but like in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And
What was the first time you saw? What album?
what album?
Or give me a year. I'll tell you the album.
It was it was just like when they were playing in the area. Like they played at Rutgers.
Mm-hmm.
I saw him at Rutgers. I saw him at the Fast Lane in Asbury Park. And then the last time I saw him was at the Stone Pony. And that's probably the most memorable. That was the most memorable show because by that point, I think, you know, the Stone Pony, they don't have a very high stage.
Mm-mm.
You know, it's like you're basically on the same level as the
Yeah.
audience. And, it's small, it's tight, and people were bouncing towards, onto the stage.
Mm-hmm.
And Joey was just not in the mood for that.
Mm-hmm.
And he literally was using his mic stand
Been there, brother.
to ward off. And so I could just still see that image of him, who, yeah, I mean, he's not a generally angry person, but he didn't like his space being invaded, and I don't blame him. I mean, that's not right. Respect the band. Don't
Yeah.
just
Well,
assume
those
you can
must have been early 80s too, right? Like
from yeah, I think I was in college when I saw him at Rutgers. A friend of mine was going to Rutgers. Then like Fast Lane, I think was still like 84 in there. 84, 85 in there. And then maybe a couple years later at the Stone Pony, 87 in there.
Yeah, I never got to see them with Dee Dee. What's your favorite album?
Well, the first four are kind of a piece, right? I mean, you can't,
I've always thought
yeah, I
Road to
know
Rome
where you
was
stand. Yeah, I know where you stand. Go ahead. Give
I
us,
mean, don't
give
get
us.
upset. I don't want to get you upset.
No. I want the audience to hear what I've heard many times.
Oh,
I
sorry.
want to, because you do defend, not the one most likely that people will say. I would say most people say the first album and Rocket to Russia, right? Those are the unquestionable classics. But you make the case for
Leave Home.
Leave Home.
I go Leave Home, Rocket to Russia, then the first one, and then Subterranean Jungle.
Okay. See, I would
And
go. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I really like Too Tough to Die.
I like Too Tough to Die.
Yeah.
The problem with Too Tough to Die is
Don't say Warthog.
they could have done. They could have taken out 2 or 3 songs.
Not Warthog.
We like Warthog. You like Warthog?
It's different, right? It's different. They tried something. They tried to go hardcore.
It's probably their last truly great album. I would have trimmed off like a little bit, but it's probably their last truly great one. The rest of the albums all have some great stuff, but that seems to be like the last album where they really tried to, keep it all together or something.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your top 3? Too Tough to
Die? Yeah, because it's kind of that one. I just remember connecting with when it came out.
Well, you've always been a Richie fan, so.
No, but I kind of. I mean, I heard the first album very early, but I didn't really become like a. I mean, it was funny to me. To me, it was almost like a novelty record. When I first heard the first Ramones record, we were all in high school, and we're like laughing our heads off. I mean, we thought it was the funniest thing ever. But I didn't become really a big super Ramones fans. I mean, I got the other records. I had to catch up. I didn't get the first record when it came out. I got it a little later. But
you would have been that perfect age.
Yeah.
Really
get into I was in grade school, and then I graduated in 1980, high school. So I was in high school when all this was coming out.
Yeah. And
then college, I was still following them. And then Too Tough to Die came out. I was like, oh, I got that when it came out, and I was like, oh wow, this was really a good one. They're back.
Some great shit. But I've never understood why Road to Ruin always gets automatically lumped in with the first 3. Doesn't sound half as great. The first side is one of my least favorite sides of any Ramones record. Now it does have some great shit, like Questioningly, obviously, and It's a Long Way Back is all-time super slice. But I've always been baffled, like I'm missing something. Why it seems like automatic. You have to include it with the first 3. And I'm like, no.
Well, it's good. But, I mean, I Want to Be Sedated. I mean,
that's a great. Yeah, I mean, it is the. I hate to be a snob here, but it is the brown-eyed girl of Ramones songs. And like, do we need to hear it again? Like any,
Is it really being played so much now? I don't know that it's being played so much.
Maybe, but if you had to pick one Ramones song that like every, I don't want to be disparaging, but like every sorority girl knows. If they know one Ramones song, that's the one.
Yeah.
But it's a shame because it is a great song, but you're sick of it because you're
anti crowd pleasers.
No.
Yeah, I mean, that's a crowd pleaser.
It's a crowd pleaser, but I'm just sick of hearing it. And then as a kid, I used to be like, well, if you love this, you'd love these other. And no, they just wanted the one song, and that's it. So I would just get frustrated. But speaking of frustrated, and I'm not going to get started, I'm not going to get worked up, I'm not going to let them do it to me again. Did you see the Rolling Stone 200 best
singers? Yeah.
I didn't want to look because they do this every 6 weeks. They come out with a list, and I get worked up, and I scream at my laptop. How the fuck? Now, first of all, Joe Strummer wasn't on it. I said, okay.
He's on there. He's deeper. I think he's in the 50s.
Oh, okay. I got worked up. But Joey Ramone's not on it.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
How the fuck is that possible? I'm sorry. Say what you want about the Ramones. Love them, don't love them. He had a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful voice. Mm-hmm. It was beautifully smooth, perfectly into. There's a reason Phil Spector was obsessed with them.
Mm-hmm.
So that
I think you need to write them a letter.
They do this every couple of weeks. They put out a new.
It's the only way they can generate sales. I guess this is the only way. They got a new regime over there.
I mean, there's a couple of ones that really jumped out at me. I just want to strangle people, but they do it. They know what they're doing because I say, Greg, don't look, don't look, don't look, and then I'm just screaming by myself.
No,
To the
yeah, no,
laptop. That's egregious.
everybody goes through it, and I went through it. I'm looking at the list, and you can see they've got to hit all the check all the boxes for they
Yeah.
can't leave out. They can't weigh too heavily to the past. So they put all these contemporary singers. I won't name them,
Yeah.
but I don't
Yeah.
think they're going to stand the test of time. They're popular now, but
My
really,
two
are
big
they going to
ones.
last? Are we going to be still talking about them 5 years from now? I don't
Well, then
know.
it's like I'm not a Beyonce fan. I
Mhm.
mean, I understand she's amazing, but does anybody sit around going talking about what a great singer she is?
Well, you can say that about any contemporary singer, right? I mean, they're all auto-tuned now. I
I mean,
mean, it's
I
hard
got in an
unless you
argument,
go see them live,
and
and
I'm not shitting
you
on
know that it's
Beyonce. I know
live.
I know she's amazing, but I don't know if anybody's sitting around talking about her singing.
Uh-huh.
But I would say I got in an argument about Dylan. I'm like,
Uh,
I don't think Dylan should be on a list of great voices or singers. You
well,
know,
I'm surprised you didn't jump in out of how they rated the Beatles singers.
well, that pisses me off too. I
I saw
I
that. I'm like,
understand.
uh-oh, Greg's not going to be
Yeah,
happy. He's not going to
that's
be happy.
total bullshit. I mean, I know we're all supposed to think John's the great rocker one, but come on, he's 12 and Paul's 26. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry. Can we just finally admit it? Anything John Lennon could do, Paul McCartney could do, and probably better. Sorry. And I love John. Of course, I love John Lennon. But they got always get the hell out. But my other beef, and I don't want to get started on this thing because they know what they're doing. And
They
my
know what they're
doctor,
doing because we're fighting over it.
yes, of
That's
course.
all that list is
That's
supposed to
all it
do.
is.
It's supposed to generate tweets. We're supposed to
Yes,
all give Rolling Stone
I know.
magazine
And I fall
free
for it every
publicity.
time.
Yeah, I didn't tweet about it.
I fall for it every time. I didn't. I was going to blog about it, but I said nope. But like how gleeful were they? Let's put Elvis, 17 or 18, whatever he was.
yeah, yeah.
And then I'm sorry. I think you'll agree with me on this one. Whatever number Roy Orbison was, he was like 72 or something.
Yeah, way down there.
Fuck
Yeah.
you. You're not listening. You don't have ears.
Yeah.
If you put, let's name 60 people ahead of Roy Orbison.
It's all
Come on now.
arbitrary. It's all arbitrary, and it's all designed to get people arguing about it.
Yeah, which I refuse to do.
Yeah. We've only done it for about 10 minutes now.
My doctor's trying to call me. We just talked about how good your blood pressure was.
Your blood pressure is soaring.
They do it every time, and I fall for it. Next time it'll be, the best trombonist ever, and I'll flip out over that. Like they know what they're doing.
No, they know what they're doing. Yeah, no,
but the idea that Joey can't be in the 200, wow, that seems pointed. And I know I'm biased because I know not everybody loves the Ramones as much as I do. I understand that, but come on now.
Yeah.
Well, you got to get me worked up like this, Mike. I wanted to have a nice, pleasant intro to the year.
I didn't introduce that topic. You brought it up.
I know. I thought I was going to be
wanted to
about
move
the
on.
food.
I wanted to
be happy about the Subgum. That let me down.
I wanted to move on to something. I'm trying to stay positive.
Stay positive. We'll move on.
Sorry. I went and signed up for Canopy. Do you know what Canopy is?
Canopy. I feel like I do.
With a K. It's a streaming service, and if you have a library card, it's free. It's a free service.
I feel like
do you have a library card now?
No.
No. Okay.
I don't think so.
No.
I buy books.
Yeah. No. I'm in that category too.
But I think Canopy's been around for a while. I feel like I saw it a couple years ago and signed up for it all excited, and then immediately forgot about it. But
yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I was excited. I tried to do it with my Bayonne card, and I was having trouble with it. I think my Bayonne card expired. I'm like, what's with a library card expiring, right? You know,
Yeah, why would
I
let's
don't
make
get
it
it.
more difficult for people to read books.
Yeah. So then I signed up for a card down here in Howell, and it's a nice library. Looks like they, pretty nice setup. And I mean, years
Mhm,
ago, it was in a basement of like a public building. It was like terrible,
mhm.
but now they got
Yeah.
a nice new building for it. And the uh, the librarians were very nice when I went in, with my questions about Canopy. We got
Mhm.
my card very fast, and then I
So
go
what does
on.
it mean? You can go to pretty much any library and
Yeah, yeah, but here's the catch, and I
oh,
found out the hard way. So I'm getting excited. I've got Canopy, but there's a limit. There's a monthly limit to the number of movies you can stream, and apparently it's different depending on your library, because your library is actually paying for this service
mhm.
for their pay, for the
Well, wait,
patron.
you only use it to get movies, or can you also check out books?
Oh no, oh yeah, I mean the library cards
Right.
for books too,
Okay.
but but
Yeah, right.
but to sign
Gotcha.
up for Canopy, you need a library card number.
Mhm,
And so my library system, I guess, is can only afford the 3 movies a month plan.
mhm,
And I went on Twitter asking people what's good on there, and everybody's saying, oh, they have all the Frederick Wiseman documentaries, which are very hard to find. They run on
mhm,
PBS and then they're gone forever. They never
mhm.
came out on DVDs. I think
Who's I don't know Frederick Wiseman.
he does these sort of fly on the wall where he he
Mhm,
he basically just films stuff. Like I guess one of his most recent ones was City Hall, and he'll just
mhm,
basically move into a local government and just film stuff. And some of it may be tedious, but that's
mhm.
what's going on. I mean,
Yeah.
he's not
I like that.
he's not trying to shape anything into create a drama. He's just showing you what's
Yeah.
going on in all these public institutions and stuff, and it
Huh.
can be fascinating. Like he'll just move into a town. He did one on Belfast, Maine.
Mhm.
I saw that on PBS. I haven't seen it, but
What's his name? Say his name again.
Frederick
Frederick
Frederick. Why am I mispronouncing Frederick?
Mhm.
Wiseman.
Wiseman.
Yeah,
Yeah. That sounds like something I'd like. Yeah.
yeah. So this might be worth getting Canopy for yourself and seeing if you
Mhm,
have it. But it turns out my system didn't have it. So I guess you're limited to what your service is going to have too.
mhm.
I'm thinking of like asking my librarians if they can do something, if they can put in a request. I don't know.
Mhm.
I'm I'm
I mean,
whistling in the dark here.
I'm ashamed at how rarely I set foot in the library, but every time I do, I'm struck by how it's one of the last few great things about America.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Um, and and, when you look around now, a lot of it isn't even people checking out books, but you have the books, but then you have the kids doing the story time, you have people doing the movies,
Mhm.
you have computers for people if they need a computer, they're looking for a
Yeah,
job.
they have little groups that will meet there. I mean,
Yeah.
Bayonne has a great library. It's a big, it looks like, one of those great buildings, I
Mhm.
guess done in the 50s, sort of have the
Yeah.
classic Roman Greek look to the building
Mhm.
outside. And it's big, multiple floors,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just great
These
resource.
hit or miss. Like I've been in
And
a couple, some they're either super amazing or just crappy.
yeah, no, we had a crappy one in Howell, but now we have a good one. I gotta explore there
Mhm.
more. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a great resource, and unfortunately, I think yeah, it's just being underutilized now.
Yeah.
Um,
Underutilized. People they always want to cut their funding. I mean, again, I'm embarrassed to
Nobody
say how
reads
rarely
anymore, as you said.
yeah, nobody reads. But even if you don't, they still have so many amazing things you should be taking advantage of.
Yeah,
Again, I'm embarrassed to say. I mean, I was raised in the library. My mother worked in the library when we were kids, so
yeah,
we were just always there.
yeah.
Um, and that was back in the day when you would books was kind of all they really did, especially a small town library. But and it was a thrill. The first time I ever saw a computer is a couple times a year. My dad would take us to the state library in Richmond, uh, which was full of just boring adult books, but
Mhm.
this first time I ever saw a computer. You'd go to the computer and type in whatever book you wanted
Oh yeah,
and
right, yeah.
fill out a piece of paper and run it up
Uh-huh.
to the desk, and all 20 minutes later would show up. You're like, what?
I was actually, I witnessed the end of the card catalog at the Bayonne Library.
When they
When
set it all on fire?
well, no, it was quite substantial. They had quite a collection. So the card catalog took up a good, it was a nice little 15,
Yeah.
20 feet of space, in these cabinets.
Hmm.
And no more. You tell somebody a card catalog, they're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I saw the end of that. And unfortunately, like you said, the computers moved in. And, yeah, and I've seen articles about how they're trying to modernize libraries where you can rent out gardening tools or something. Have you seen this nonsense
Really? No,
from a
I didn't know that.
library? Yeah, I mean, okay. I guess this is a response to like how it's being underutilized, but I mean, do we just encourage not reading? It's like, I mean,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess
yeah,
they're kind of desperate to get anybody in there to do anything.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I think that
But
you
even
get
then, even though that's kind of weird, it is a nice like community
it
service.
is. Yeah, no, it is. I'm not saying it's terrible, but
Yeah,
it's too bad that this is how we have to attract people to a library. Why not set up a pro gardening group? Because yeah, I think this
yeah,
library also had seeds and stuff. Encouraging
yeah,
people to garden. I'm all for that. Getting people involved with things.
yeah.
But
I had
do
an
you have to get rid
idea.
of the books? I mean, yeah, the whole point of this article, or I think it was a news program. It was basically like there was like hardly any books in this library. It's like
Yeah, yeah. I've
we're
seen,
done
yeah,
with
some
books.
libraries I walk through and there's, yeah, where are the books?
Uh-huh.
I had an idea a couple years ago, coffee table book featuring pictures of, because in the old days, excuse me, I think it's changed now, but the old days you'd write your actual name uh in the slip or whatever. So when you get a book at the library, you could look and see the names of people who had checked it out before. Remember that? That's 100 years ago, but I remember that. So I had an idea of people who find old library slips from books checked out by future celebrities. Like maybe a book that Elvis Presley checked out and he says his name on the date due slip. I would buy that coffee table book.
Yeah.
It says books due back on February 8th, and
Right.
Mick Jones checked it out. You see his name, boom,
Yeah.
coffee table book. You got some money you want to invest, or
Hmm.
you don't seem to be in love with this one?
Yeah.
Boy, that
Um,
my time comedy covers idea, and now this one shot down. You're
no,
a hard man to please, Michael.
I've got other distractions going on. There's actually two shows going on with every show I do. And the
Yeah,
competing show is trying to give me break me up.
yeah.
But run it by me again quickly.
So you remember the old days? When you check out a book, you'd actually write your name, then stamp it, and say, "All right, this book is due back
Exactly.
on
Yeah.
February 5th."
Yeah.
And and then it'd always put the slip back in the card or whatever in the back of the book or whatever.
Yeah.
So when you look at a book in the library, you could see who checked it out before you.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool if you found, Elvis Presley checked this book out in 1961 or whatever. I'm saying Elvis like he checked out a book 100
Yeah.
years ago or whatever. Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. A
Yeah.
coffee table book filled with those.
I remember when that was a thing, and yeah, and I think people have found stuff like that, but
Mm-hmm.
it's all becoming
It's
history,
all
and
digital,
yeah,
or
it's all digital, and I think people became numbers too.
yeah.
Um, I mean, I remember, yeah, certain books would be due back sooner than others, the new books or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then it seemed like they were stretching it. It was almost like they know you were taking longer to read, so
Mm-hmm.
they give you like a month, which was pretty
Yeah.
generous.
Yeah, it was always like 2 weeks or something, and
Yeah.
they charge you a nickel if you didn't. I'm like, But yeah, I
The old
grew, I
late
grew up. I
fees.
grew up in the library, so
Yeah. Did your mother
I
have
should.
problem enforcing returning books, or did they have the book police like that Seinfeld episode?
I doubt it. I don't remember any stories, any bad return stories. But I think it's
But
perfectly pleasant.
but unfortunately now with all the computers in the libraries, you got the weirdos coming in, you know.
Hmm.
And
Sure.
of course they're you know what they want to access, and so you got a new gang of weirdos hanging out at the library, which is just like, yeah, not a family
Attention,
friend.
weirdos. Go if you want to hang out. Go to the library.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I've ever had any real bad experiences, but um,
Yeah, the library, the public library, is an underused, underfunded. It's terrible. And I say this, I haven't done a damn thing to help it. So, but maybe that's what I'll do this year. I'll start donating to the library.
I saw a sad, I saw a sad sight at the Bayonne Library where I
Here we
guess
go.
somebody had passed away, and
Hmm.
I guess he wanted to be generous to the library, so
Hmm.
I guess he requested. You're familiar with the Library of America series, right?
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
books. I mean, they've been coming out since like 1980. I
Yeah.
mean, I was a subscriber from the beginning, so yeah, I've got quite a few of them now. But this, I guess, this patron to the library wanted to set up a room where all the Library of America volumes were there in one spot. You know,
Oh, that's great.
yeah, it is, right? Isn't that a great thing?
Yeah.
They set this up, and it was great. And but then they disbanded it. It wasn't like it was even taking up that much space.
Yeah.
It was a little room. It had this person's name on it, dedicated by such and such. Uh,
Hmm.
it was such a nice thing, and then it only lasted like a couple years, and they got rid of it, and like the books
Hmm.
just went up on the shelves in the normal
Yeah. That's a bummer.
categories. I was like, can't one good thing survive?
Yeah, I know.
A little
I
good
know.
thing that somebody did, and they couldn't even honor it for more than a couple years. It seemed pitiful to me. I was just like, oh,
Yeah, that's
disappointing.
if I did do anything nice for a library, it's hard to get inspired to do anything for a DC library. I
Uh-huh.
would I would do it my hometown library.
Yeah.
Uh, that'd be I don't know what I could do. Maybe generously donate a copy of my books.
No, I'd like to leave my books to my local library, but then, I've heard
Yeah.
stories from people that like even libraries won't take free books.
Ugh.
Like apparently books have become this commodity you can't even give away. I was talking to a guy, he's going to the local flea markets and stuff.
Mhm.
And I was asking him about books because I have a lot of books. I thought about going to the flea market.
Mhm.
And he's saying no. It's like you practically can't. He couldn't give away books to a library.
Mhm.
If he took books to the flea market, if he didn't sell them that particular day, it wasn't worth lugging them home. He would just throw them out.
Really?
Yeah, just sort of a sad a sad indictment of the value of books
Nothing's better than a
currently.
book fair, like on day three.
Uh-huh.
Like I was at a book fair a couple of years ago, and the first day it's like I don't know, $10. You can fill up a bag.
Uh-huh.
Or no, what was it? Oh, on the third day, the first 2 days, like the books are, they're cheap, but they're not. But on the last day of the book fair, they're like, you bring in a bag, and however many books you can stuff in the bag, it's like $10. I got
Yeah.
like $20 for $10.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of
But
that trick, but that's good to
mhm,
know. Um,
yeah.
but anyway, so I sign up for Canopy. I get three
Hmm.
three movies a month. The first movie up I saw, it came out a while ago. You may have seen it, but I never got around to seeing it. Deep Blues. You familiar with that
Deep Blues?
documentary?
Uh-uh.
There was the writer Robert Palmer. He wrote a book called Deep
Right.
Blues, and so they did a documentary with Dave Stewart
Uh-huh.
from the Eurythmics, and the weird thing is,
Oh,
and they went around Mississippi. They went to Clarksdale and
I
Greenville.
yeah.
Have you seen that?
I've definitely at least seen clips of it.
R.L.
I,
Burnside's in it. Junior
yeah,
Kimbrough.
I didn't
Uh
recognize the name of it.
huh.
I definitely have seen, if not all of it, part of it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, but it's so, I mean, the music is great. I mean, I
Yeah.
kind of wish they didn't, that they had less of Robert Palmer and Dave Stewart. Dave Stewart
Yeah.
drops out. Dave Stewart drops out in the middle of the movie. He doesn't even make it till the end. So Robert Palmer's taking you to these juke joints where all these great musicians are playing. And once the music's going, it's like phenomenal.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I'm blasting it, and I was like, I was really enjoying it. So,
Oh man.
if anything, signing up to Canopy is worth it for that. Then I'm thinking about you. You're down there. Did you ever go to these are like famous
Yes.
music sites. You've been to
Went
Clarksdale and Greenville and
went to I mean, I lived in Mississippi for 2 years and saw some of the stuff, but I think in '99, my buddy Ryan and I took a trip down there and did the whole, went to the crossroads,
uh-huh.
went to both Robert Johnson's burial spots.
Oh,
We
really
went to
cool.
tried to go to the town, the little town where he was poisoned, but we kind of
Uh-huh.
got run out of there. Um, uh, it was a spooky, amazing.
Yeah.
We keep talking about going back, but I'm sure we were there in '99. It was still like nobody. There was nothing. There was no.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
This movie was made like a little before that, like the early
yeah,
'90s. I think it
like there
came
was
out.
no. You had to find. You had to look for
Oh,
and
yeah.
dig around and ask locals where all the stuff was. There was
Yeah.
no, hey, come on, tourists, come in. There was
Yeah.
none of that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have a feeling that's probably changed just because that's the way these things go. I
Hmm.
mean, Graceland in the middle of the '90s when we would go there, it was no big deal. And now I think they've really overtaken, made it a big thing. It was a boy, and of course I had no camera. I didn't really write a lot of
Yeah.
stuff down. That was an incredible
Well,
trip.
yeah, at least you did it. I'm glad. I figured you might have done that. I mean,
Yeah,
you were relatively close, a couple hours,
and
right? I mean,
oh, I wish we had taken pictures and videos and everything.
yeah.
Yeah, what did we do? Well, Muddy Waters Cabin,
Hmm.
which we go there, we get out and we look, and it's a vacant lot. Turns out they had picked up the whole cabin. It was on tour. So I was just looking at this blank yard. And it's another one of those things where you think these historical places are just shrouded by what? No, there's some dopey kid next door playing basketball,
uh,
shouting or whatever, being an asshole.
uh,
And that was disappointing. But boy, I'll talk to Ryan to try to have some more memories. Honey Boy Williamson's grave.
uh,
It was buried in like 3 feet of grass, but you could only find it because some local nunnery made a point of cutting the grass leading up to it. But to get there, we had to ask some woman who was trudging down the road with milk cartons of water. It was a really strange, beautiful, eerie trip. And yeah, it was
I'm
wonderful.
glad to
We keep
hear
saying we'll do it
you
again.
did
Yeah.
that. I mean, that's something
Yeah.
I would like to do. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
so way behind. I've never been to Nashville. I've never been to
Yeah.
Chicago.
I've been to
Memphis.
Chicago, but
I've
only
never
for like
been to
24 hours.
Memphis. You know.
Really? That's
Yeah,
surprising.
no, I mean, for
Yeah.
somebody like me, you'd be thinking, well, he's
Yeah.
interested in music history, and
Yeah.
I would at least maybe one day,
We keep saying we're going to do that trip again. If we
Mhm.
do, you'll come with us. We'll go through Memphis. We'll do the
Yeah, that would be
Nashville,
great. Yeah,
Memphis, on down uh, to all that stuff. Oh, it's so great. Because even
yeah,
yeah, we go. Oh, we'll go to the house where they think he was poisoned, and we think it's going to be like, hey, come on in. And no, people
oh
are
no,
coming out of the house. It's like, who the fuck are these white dudes? Get the
open
hell.
hostility.
Yeah, it was
There's a little
very
bit
much.
of that going on in this documentary. You
Yeah,
can get that vibe. Robert Palmer is kind of a
yeah,
dorky guy, and there's Dave Stewart from the Eurythmics. Kind of stylish, and where did
yeah,
this guy come
yeah.
from?
There was no open arms. Please come visit us. It was like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I have a feeling that somebody's probably swooped in and commercialized it all,
mm,
because they couldn't even tell you which grave was actually his, and
yeah,
uh, oh, so great. I'm bummed. Bummed I don't have more of a record of it, but no, if
well,
we go again, Yoko, we'll go to
yeah,
Memphis. We'll do the whole thing. It'll be great.
yeah, that would be great.
Not great egg for young down there, but
No,
still, we'll be fine.
but so yeah, if anybody's got Canopy out there, look for Deep Blues. I highly recommend it, or just just, check out R.L. Burnside. I mean, they've been known. Junior Kimbrough. I mean, he's got this section of the documentary. He just gets into this groove, and it's like hypnotizing. It's like, holy shit. It's just blowing you away. And he's just this casual guy, just sitting there, and he's just doing it. It's like it's his living and breathing. It's fantastic. So I recommend that to everybody. A little positivity, to round out this show.
There we go. Well, we had I love talking about the Ramones. I'm going to post some Ramones stuff. We encourage everybody to love the Ramones. We're going to do something about the library this year.
Yeah.
We're super positive about the library, and now we're going to get this trip set up. The Mike on the to the crossroads.
To the crossroads.
Sell your soul for
I'm ready.
Our souls for better.
I'm ready to sell. It's a seller's market for me at this point.
We'll sell our soul to the devil for better egg for what ratings.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to be back at it, and I think this year hopefully could be even better than last year. So
you got it.
All right, buddy.
Thanks to everybody who's listening. Hit that subscribe button, and we appreciate all our listeners.
Nice.